Hey folks. So I haven't done a tarot reading in a while. And not because I haven't been personally tarot reading. I've been doing a lot of that. Like way too much, honestly. But I just wanted to put it down. I wanted to put down making those particular kinds of videos and focus more on creative stuff. Not that this isn't creative, it's just a different kind of creative. I've been wanting to get in contact with paper, get in contact with my roots creatively. But anyway, that's not really why I felt called to do this reading today. The main thing that called me towards doing this reading is thinking a lot about stress, right? Something that, I talk about a lot, just with anybody, because we all experience it. And, what's really funny about stress is a lot of times people assume stress is what happens when, like, bad things are happening, or, the world is on fire, or whatever. Stress just happens for anything. Like, the body feels stress about any kind of change that it goes through that is outside of homeostasis. And whatever homeostasis is going to be different depending on the person, right? For some people, homeostasis is staying at home, sitting on the couch, playing video games. For others, homeostasis is having that schedule of, like, Monday is Tai Chi, Wednesday is meditation. I'm just talking about my own personal schedule. Friday, I'm going to sit on the couch and read One Piece. Like, that's homeostasis. That's predictability. Stress is what we experience when we go outside of that predictability. When suddenly all the things that we thought were going to be routine and regular and certain in our lives suddenly are not anymore, right? And so that is the jumping off point for this reading. And so we'll just go right into it. Ten of Pentacles. So like I was talking about, good things, right? Ten of Pentacles is that accomplishment of all those good things. And, it being Pentacles particularly, Pentacles are all about work, about time, about effort, about duration, right? Pentacles are they're the suit of hard work. And so this is clearly somebody is like going for this Ten of Pentacles situation, myself included. I think a lot of people are right now in their lives. I had thoughts, but we'll get back to them in a second. So what about this Ten of Pentacles situation? Five of Swords. Five of Swords is a card of... What's coming to me is like win-lose, right? So going back to our Ten of Pentacles. Sometimes we feel like in order to get here, we have to play a game. We're either playing games with our coworkers, our employers, with God, with life in general. We get ourselves into this mindset of, a zero-sum game. It's often said that Five of Swords is a card of Pyrrhic victories. So, in other words, the ideas around, yes, you will get what you want, but what will you have to pay in order to get it? What will you have to lose in order to accomplish it or achieve it? And it being swords does not necessarily pertain to actuality, but to potentiality, if that makes sense. Like, what are you thinking and feeling in your mind about the situation that you're in? What do you feel like you could be losing in order to gain? And are you actually losing anything? That'll just be the next question for the next card pool. Ten of Swords. Okay. I mean, I don't like Ten of Swords at all as a card. It's just not a card that I enjoy. I mean, the thing that comes to my mind as soon as I see this, and as I pull it, and based off of what the previous card was, right? Five of Swords. Ten of Swords is an implication. Try not to lose yourself. Try not to lose your friendships. Try not to lose your connections. Try not to lose your mind. That's another. Try not to lose your mind. But I would say, based on this current reading, getting here may require some of this. Or that is what you're potentially to lose, right? In order to get what you want, you have to make sure to prevent, like, not losing yourself, right? Don't sabotage yourself on the way. Well, this became a really heavy reading really fast. All right, well, I guess the next question that I would ask here, because I feel pretty confident that this is about self-sabotage, right? And Five of Swords is very much, sword suit in general is very much about, you know, your relationship with your own interior mind, right? And that's where, like, the self-saboteur doesn't come from the heart, it comes from the head. And that's just a fact. Is there a way to prevent the self-sabotaging potentiality, we'll say? The Sun. Okay. There's hope. The Sun is a card about being in contact with your inner child, being in contact with that part of yourself that shines brightest. Now, it being Sun, it gets frequently correlated towards masculinity, divine masculine. Don't worry too much about the gender specifics, but just sort of focus on the golden radiance, right? That part of you that shines most brightly. What is that for you, right? Because odds are, whatever that is about you that shines most brightly, that, like, people really respond to, that is what will prevent this from happening, prevent these conflicts, which will also prevent this from happening, right? This is what you don't want to sacrifice. You don't want to sacrifice this. You don't want to snuff out your own light in order to get all the things that you want in life. Because ultimately, it's that light that is the most crucial part of our, like, soul journey, right? Our spirit, or what have you, whatever you want to call it. That thing that we cultivate throughout life. I want to make this a 5-card draw, so we're going to pull one more. I don't even know why we're going to pull one more. I don't know how it's going to connect with this reading. Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is often a card of wish fulfillment, wishes granted. It's a card of satisfaction, happiness, and it's 9 cards, so it's a card of the self. It's a good pair with the sun, right? It's a little bit redundant, right? I'm looking at this read right now, and I'm like, this part is a little bit redundant. But I think, if I want to go into what is particularly different between these two cards, it's exceptional focus on like happiness, emotions. What is emotionally fulfilling to you? When determining, this, right? Your physical reality, how you want your physical reality to turn out, and how you don't want it to turn out, connect with what is emotionally satisfying for you. What is emotionally fulfilling for you? Is that, accomplishing some great task, right? Like creating something in the world. Like Ten of Pentacles really big time implies that, but I'm using Ten of Pentacles a little bit more broadly than that in this particular reading. What could be emotionally fulfilling for you is how you connect with people. It could be about literally a spiritual journey. There are people who are emotionally fulfilled by their connection to the divine and things that are greater than them. Sometimes it's just food and liquor. I'm not though. Well, food, yeah, but not liquor. Food. Look. The quickest way to my heart, like make a good meal. That's just. And just as a personal side note, like learning to cook for myself is like really emotionally fulfilling too. Doing things like this is just like a side note that might help you, whoever you are out there in this reading. Things that are really emotionally fulfilling for me are like learning new things that allow me to be more self-sufficient, more like capable of taking care of myself. I had this experience the other day actually. I couldn't, like, my toilet had the tank was not filling up, and I couldn't figure out like what was going on. I didn't want to request maintenance because I didn't want to have to wait on them, and so like I did what most people do nowadays who are DIY-ish. I went on YouTube and just like tried to diagnose the issue and see if I could solve the problem. What I found out was somehow, I don't know how, but like the intake valve to the tank had been messed with, and it wasn't filling up enough for the tank to actually fill up. So I took all the necessary precautions, made sure that, if anything happened, it wouldn't just like turn into a whole big mess. And I fixed it. I fixed the problem. And now the toilet works better than it's ever worked. That was one of the most like emotionally satisfying little experiences for me, because it's like, oh yeah, I can do this on my own. I don't have to call a plumber. I know how this works. So things like that can be extremely small things, right? Very tiny things can be very emotionally fulfilling. Not everything has to be like, the big night out or, the grand gestures, right? Because that when we get into sort of that grandiose thinking, sometimes that can lead to situations like this, where you become so fixated on a result that it comes at the cost of other people. And, I'm as guilty as that as anybody else. I've been there. I've done that. I think everybody has. You have a goal in mind, and like I have this goal in mind to be a comic artist. There's so many connections that I lost in life. So many missed opportunities for love, too, because I wanted to be a comic artist so bad. I just like literally pushed everything out, like pushed out family, pushed out friends, just everything. And yes, I have like had some modest success in my life, and I've been able to put together a work that I'm proud of, but it did come at the cost of a lot of connection. And now in my life, I find myself like trying to fix this, right, for myself, trying to fix these lost connections as best as I can. Some of them, they're not getting fixed, right? Like some of them, it was too late. And I, looking at this reading just for myself personally, like I just, I see the Sun card. This has come out a lot in my own personal readings. And it's because for me, the thing that I've had to work on and am working on is cultivating that, like, what is my interior light? What is it that shines most brightly forth, which shines most brightly forth from me? And I'm learning it is, like, a big part of it is the thing that I shoved out of my life for so long, which was my ability to connect with people, my ability to empathize and, create emotional connections with people. I took it for granted, and I put all that into my work, which is part of why I think my artistic career was very emotionally satisfying for a lot of readers. But within my own physical, like my own personal physical embodied life, it was very isolating and a bit sad. So anyway, if this reading was at all pertinent to you, please share in the comments, like, in what ways it resonated with you. Yeah. And thank you for listening and watching and, hey, being on the ride, all right? And very much good luck on your own ride. Much love. Bye.